The Enterprise has got a new chief engineer in the form of Commander Pelia. So in this video I want to talk about a few theories that I have and the revelations that we've got around this character this week. But as always, I'm Al, this is the Geek in Review. So yeah, we knew we were going to get a new engineer this season, but we didn't know much about her. And there's a lot going on here
Please, we can spend a lot of time talking about this.
to unpack. So first of all, Pelia is a Lanthanite, which is a new species in Star Trek that's not been mentioned before. They appear to be some sort of long life alien similar to El-Orians, I suppose, which probably explains why the actress Carol Kane accounts for, let's just say, her physical human age. But yeah, in this episode we find out not only that Lanthanites exist, they seem to have a similar accent because Uhura recognises that, but the real bombshell, other than the fact that she's incredibly old, is that her race has been on Earth for quite a while. And this could really change Star Trek lore, because if there's aliens living on Earth for a sustained period of time, why hasn't it been mentioned before?
Oh shit!
And it raises even more questions. Why did our race go to Earth? Why did they stay? Also, did species in the early days of the Federation, the Vulcans and Andorians, know about them? Are the Lanthanites on other worlds as well? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Also, how long was she on Earth before she revealed herself? She mentioned to Spock that the first human that she sort of came out to was Spock's mother. So, depending on how old Amanda was, that could be any point in the last sort of 50 or 60 years. So why did she reveal herself to Amanda at this time, when everybody already knew about Lanthanites? Let's talk about them, because yeah, this is where, as I said, it's really going to change canon. We haven't heard about this species before, and having a second race on Earth, not only that, but the fact that this race has been part of Starfleet for, well over 100 years if you take it from this point up until Picard, this is going to cause a lot of problems when it comes to canon. And I've got to say, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but episode 3 of Strange New Worlds is also going to create some issues when it comes to past canon in the Trek universe. Now, I want to talk about episode 3 a little bit. As I said, I'm not going into spoilers, but that's the time travel episode with La'an and Kirk that go back to, it appears to be round about our time. So, if Lanthanites have been on the planet for centuries, I suppose they could do a Picard and Guinan from Picard Season 2 and have them go back and meet her, or at least go back and meet other Lanthanites. I think that's a pretty distinct possibility, but let me know what you think. Another theory, or something that I think we're going to see, is she going to take the captain's chair? Because Scotty done it quite a few times throughout the original series, and Spock does say that she's a commander, so technically I guess she would be below number 1 in terms of rank and command structure on the ship. So I don't want to see or hear that accent shouting orders during a battle sequence, but that's just me. I don't like the accent. I hope we don't meet other Lanthanites, because I really don't want to hear two people talking with that accent.
Oh, a couple of drinks and you get personal.
And one main criticism for live action Star Trek for me, which has been going on for quite a while, is they don't like introducing new species or new villains, and they certainly don't like fleshing them out. I think with the Lanthanites, they're kind of getting it right. It's interesting, I suppose, when you think that there's maybe this secret history on Earth that they're going to explore, but I don't think they're going to have the opportunity to do that as much as at least I'd like throughout the season. Because we know that Pelia is going to leave or get killed off eventually, because we all know who takes over in engineering on the Enterprise. But yeah, Lanthanites as a species, I think, potentially could be great. Also, do all Lanthanites look human? So do they have the ability to change their shape or mimic the sort of look of the people on the planet that they're on when it comes to sort of local inhabitants? I'd like them to explain this. If they just say that Lanthanites have been about for a while and they don't give it a deeper dive into it, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed and frustrated, and I'm sure a lot of the fan base will be. It's not saying that I'm bashing the show or, well, bashing the character too much. She's just not entirely for me other than the mystery aspect, I'm not that interested in Pelia. Strange New Worlds seems to avoid deep dives when it comes to character outside of trauma. So you've got to be curious on what sort of backstory they're going to give Pelia. And also, how is she going to react to being back on a starship working under a captain who's hundreds of years younger than her? I wonder if Pike is going to ask her or go to her for advice. If they don't do that, I think that would be a missed opportunity as well. But then you risk the sort of Cisco-Dax dynamic that we had over 2 different actresses in Deep Space Nine. So while they're sort of treading new territory with Lanthanites, they're also kind of just copying and pasting stuff that's happened in Star Trek before. But that's not an issue. Star Trek does that all the time, and it has done it for quite a while. I just hope they explain all this rather than just having another kooky character on board the ship. We haven't really seen her interact with a lot of the crew yet, so I'm really interested to see what's going to happen when she's got to deal with like Ortegas or Mbenga. I'm sure that a doctor would find a Lanthanite absolutely fascinating. And finally, I wonder where they're going with this. This seems to be a long-term thing if they've been on Earth for hundreds of years. So are Lanthanites going to pop up in Star Trek Discovery in the final season? Probably, or at least we'll get a reference. Both of these shows are filmed in Canada and have got a different production team to Picard, so they sort of more tie into their own thing. And then there's the big debate as well that all this is multiverse and it's not a canon show and whatever.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
But yeah, I think that Pelia is the writer's attempt to create a very interesting character, but they're not really doing it that well. Let's say she's too similar to Guinan at this point, and I wonder how they're going to differentiate her from Guinan. But I like that they're bringing in a new species, because that's one thing that Star Trek very rarely does throughout any show, is introduce a brand new species. But it's just the way that they're doing it and the fact that it's going to affect the canon and Earth's history and Starfleet's history that I'm worried about. But these are just my theories on Pelia and a few things that I think that might happen. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like her? Do you not like her? What the hell's going on with that accent? Are they going to meet her when they go back to the past? Comment the comments in the comments, and if you made it this far, as always, thanks for watching and leave a like on the video. I'm going to be covering loads more when it comes to Strange New Worlds and Trek. Also Foundation when that starts again, and we're finishing off Silo as well. But as always, I'm out. Thanks for watching.